A revealing conversation with Tony Award-winning actor and best-selling author Alan Cumming, known for playing unique and really unforgettable roles on stage and on screen. He has a new memoir out today, and Cumming writes about those roles that have repeatedly, in his words, saved him. And he spoke with Anthony Mason in his first TV interview about the book at his bar in New York City. It's called Club Cumming. Anthony, good morning.
That's right. Good morning. Alan Cumming's new memoir is called Baggage, Tales from a Fully Packed Life. And we started with him offering to make me a cocktail.
What can I get you, sir?
The part-time bartender at this little nightclub on New York's Lower East Side is also a well-known actor.
When it comes to Club Cumming, I do bartend. I love it. And people are like, oh my God, it's him.
Do you make strong drinks?
Yeah, I am a heavy pour.
And you might need a strong one.
So I go like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Reading Alan Cumming's story.
You start this book, you're on the verge of enormous success, but you're almost falling apart.
Hot mess. Yeah.
Were you conscious of it at the time?
That was a hot mess?
Yeah.
Oof, yes.
Yeah.
If we were to marry, I'm not talking about now, I'm talking about the future. That would tie things up just grand now, don't you think so?
The Scottish actor was just beginning to get international notice in films like Circle of Friends. But he was in the midst of a divorce and a nervous breakdown after confronting physical abuse by his father that he'd long buried.
When I was 28, I suddenly remembered all this stuff from my childhood.
I was a warped man, he writes in Baggage, a construct of my father's violence and my suppression of it, a Frankenstein of fear and shame.
It's not like you're fully healed from it, is it?
No, it's still with me. You know, I still get triggered by things. And we all have baggage. We all have trauma. It's like a Jenga piece. You can't pretend it's not there, otherwise everything will fall down.
One of Cumming's darkest moments was the day he auditioned for the James Bond film, GoldenEye.
It was one of the worst days of my life, actually.
Really?
I felt really, really, really low. And I just actually now think, gosh, you poor little thing, you couldn't, you didn't even, you could have said, I am feeling, you know, suicidal today.
And were you feeling that then?
Yes, yes.
I am invincible!
But somehow he got the part of bad guy Boris Grishenko.
That was something I realized when I was writing the book. I was like, oh my God, all these, Hollywood saved me from the, I was in this situation and suddenly like, hello, it's Hollywood, come over here now. And I'd go, all right, and off I go.
Yeah.
I have a sort of mantra, which is cancel, continue. And I think, when something bad happens, I think it's, okay, that happened, we can't change that, let's move on.
They weren't the kind of people you'd like to fool around with, if you know what I mean.
He moved on to a small but memorable role in Stanley Kubrick's final film, Eyes Wide Shut.
No, not a clue.
And played a film director stalking the Spice Girls
The camera is the window to the soul.
in Spice World.
I learned the Spice Girls dance moves from the Spice Girls themselves and just had an absolute gas.
But his experience playing the superhero Nightcrawler in X2 X-Men United wasn't so super.
I was really miserable whilst making it.
Director Bryan Singer, he writes, created a culture of conflict on the set, throwing tantrums, hiding in his trailer.
He was behaving like an actor's supposed to.
The cast, including Halle Berry, Hugh Jackman, and Patrick Stewart, all still in costume, staged an intervention with the director in Cumming's trailer.
And we finished, and then we heard, and Alan and Halle speak for all of us, Brad. And that was Patrick in his sonorous voice. It was hilarious. And
It didn't go well, the intervention.
No, it did not. And angry, out of control men are obviously very triggering for someone who grew up with an angry, out of control father.
Yeah, and you shouldn't have to put up with that.
Don't have to. Life's too short.
Yeah.
Cancel, continue.
Welcome, bienvenue, welcome.
I didn't realize you initially turned down cabaret.
Yes. I know, I was such a little snobby brat. I didn't think of myself as a musical theatre person. I kind of still don't.
In cabaret, a cabaret, it's a cabaret.
But as the master of ceremonies in the 1998 Broadway revival, he would take home the Tony.
Oh gosh, thank you so much.
You were quite literally the toast of the town.
Yes. Yes, like in a huge way. And it was incredible.
The New York Observer crowned him the frolicky, pansexual sex symbol for the new millennium. And the Scottish actor decided to stay near Broadway.
New York became home for you.
Yeah. I was celebrated for many of the things that were not seen as positives when I lived in London.
Yeah.
My Scottishness,
Yeah.
my weirdness, my sexuality.
Bartender, club owner, actor, and author, Alan Cumming is understandably called eclectic.
Do you need to move around for some reason?
Well, yes, otherwise I'd fall over. And also, talking of like moving around, I'm going to do a solo dance piece next year.
Really?
You know, yeah, I'm gonna have to move around in that because it's just me on stage.
But you were so insecure about your dancing.
Yes, yet I'm doing a dance piece. I just, you know, I contain multitudes.
He sure does. That dance piece he's doing, he's going to play the Scottish poet Robert Burns. Starts out in Edinburgh, that comes to the Joyce Theatre here in New York. I can't wait to see it. We should say we reached out to Bryan Singer for comment about the allegations surrounding the filming of X-Men United. We have not heard back. One thing for certain, Alan Cumming, after that experience, decided he didn't want to ever be in that position again.
Wow.
He's never made another superhero film.
Interesting.
Which is interesting. And I got to also say, if you want to see a brilliant Alan Cumming performance that's 4 minutes long, his only scene in Eyes Wide Shut with Tom Cruise is extraordinary. Look it up on YouTube.
I made a mental note of it for sure. It's amazing what people can be going through
Yes.
and are capable of hiding it from the world.
Isn't it?
He's in a great example.
Yeah, it seems like his light is so bright, but at some point it was dim and nobody knew.
Yeah.
And
he-
28 years for that to come back up.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
You suddenly realize it was when he was thinking about having a child himself that suddenly he recalled what he'd been through as a child. And that's one reason he's never had children.
Cancel, continue. I like
Exactly.
that.
Yep, good
I like
motto.
that mantra a lot. Anthony, thank you.